Wittenberg Tigers, hello, happy Thursday. For my seniors, 14 days until freedom. Enjoy it, savor it. Those are 2 weeks you will never get back, and I wish I could go back and relive. So have fun. I deeply regret not being on campus today. I'm very sorry. To make up for it, I have provided my personal email address, social media handle. Please reach out to me with any questions. I wanted to be able to talk to you directly and answer any questions you may have for me. And then for those of you who are 21, maybe go share a beer at station together. So we'll have to catch up next time. But please reach out to me, email me. I'm happy to help any way that I can. But before we dive into how to be a rock star at the office, let's give a round of applause to Jennifer Betts and Heath Queen for their time and their presentations today. Both of you guys are fantastic. A lot of information to share with the students and a lot of benefit from your experience on how to stand out, how to get that dream job, how to transition into the job from student life, and then hopefully we can give you a few pointers on how to excel once you've got that job. Also, special thank you to Sam Bott and Justin Luby, the Wittenberg Delts, for putting this on. These are services that Career Center and Career Services always provide, but really cool to see an organization on campus going out of their way to provide this type of information and help you guys stand out, hopefully make a few more bucks in the next stage of life. So thank you very much. My portion tonight, how to be a rock star at the office. How do we stand out in a positive way that doesn't make us look like a brown noser to our peers or threaten the success of our supervisor? There's a lot of ways to kind of navigate that job scene without putting ourselves in a poor position. So how can we really stand out to look like a rock star, foster good relationships with our peers, and really move up that corporate chain, chase that paycheck, chase that job, chase that lifestyle that ultimately we're looking for and that everyone's working hard for throughout their career. So to keep this interesting, I've done a top 10 countdown. Let's dive into it. Number 10, volunteer. So you're going to be hired for a job. You're going to have a set of responsibilities, and it's often easy when a job or a task comes up that's not in our responsibilities to say, well, that's not my job. That's not what I'm paid to do here. That's an easy way to think if we're thinking about ourselves. And that's common. It's human nature to think, what my job is, what's my responsibility? Well, that's not my lane, right? I would argue that when you volunteer, when you go the extra mile, when you do some of these extra things, this is an easy, easy way to stand out to your supervisor, to management, to ownership of the company, especially the jobs that aren't as fun or attractive. Doing these things may help you learn more about the business, may help you learn about a field that you don't know very well. And let's be honest, everyone sitting in the audience outside of Heath and Jen, you may not have much work experience with anything. So coming into a job and volunteering for some of these will help you maybe learn a new facet of the business, may find something that you're maybe even more interested in for your career path. And ultimately, when you go for a promotion or for the next job, this is really just easy experience on a resume to maybe learn something else than what you've been hired to do. So number 10, make sure you're volunteering for tasks, even if it's not the fun, most attractive type thing to be doing at work. Number 9, eyes and ears open. This is huge. So when we're first hired to do a job, even if we have 10 years, 20 years experience, we may not know that company's culture. We may not know how our supervisor looks at tasks at hand. We may not know the values of ownership yet. So in these meetings, in your time at the job, keep your eyes and ears open. Learn as much as you can. And then the benefit of this is, especially if you're in a meeting or in a situation where your input is expected, speak last. Some of the wisest people do this. A lot of times when we're young, we're eager to show what we know. So we're ready to speak first. We're ready to pull the trigger and just regurgitate everything we know. Sometimes we're wrong and we look foolish. Sometimes we're right. But we could have an even stronger opinion, an even stronger input to bring to the table if we wait and listen to everybody else, especially if you're listening to people who have been there a while. You might understand how they think, how they look at things, especially the decision maker, if the owner, the manager, the supervisor in that meeting, who's ultimately the one calling the shot, if you can get their input on things, you now know exactly how they're already thinking of attacking this. So if you can provide input that adds value to that, or alter your opinion to maybe coincide with it, you look even better. People love other people who agree with them, right? We don't want a yes man, but say your opinion would have been totally different until you heard what they were thinking, and now maybe you can add value to their opinion or maybe sharpen it and make it a little bit better. So that's a really attractive quality. So eyes and ears open, learn everything you can, and if you have the ability to speak last, you're probably going to have a more educated opinion. So number 9, eyes and ears open, speak last when possible. Number 8, positive energy. So for most people in this audience, you're going to be hired. This is going to be your first job right out of school. Maybe you've had some internships, some summer jobs, things like that. But for the most part, you're not going to have any experience or skills. You're just going to be a new body to do some work for this company. One of the things that you absolutely bring to the table is positive energy. Companies love young people because they inject positive energy into their culture. They keep things fun, young, vibrant. So keep that in mind. Even if you haven't learned much, eyes and ears are open, we're trying to pick up as much as we can, bring positive energy to the table. This is a very attractive quality, and it will bring attention your way. So even if the attention isn't, hey, so-and-so is hitting it out of the park, they know this job so well, they're adding so much value, it might just be, hey, they're a fun person to be around. They're always enjoyable to talk with. I enjoy the energy this person brings to the table. I like being around this person. That's a really positive thing. And I know plenty of people who have gotten promotions over somebody maybe more deserving because they were just more enjoyable to be around. They bring positive energy to the table. That's a really valuable asset to any company. So number 8, positive energy. That's something you can control from day one. Number 7, do not complain. This is the opposite of positive energy. When we complain, we bring negative energy around us. Even if we're funny about it. We all know the person who can crack the jokes, and it's funny to be around, but think of somebody you've been around who complains a lot. Every time you're around them, they're complaining about something. This is going wrong. That is so-and-so. That person's was rude. Nobody likes being around that person. That's negative energy. That's often seen by management. It's felt by your peers. That's going to be your first ticket to not getting along with the people you work with and maybe not even being liked by your boss. And at the end of the day, your boss, your supervisor, your manager determines how quickly you move up in the company. They determine whether you get credited for successes, whether they take credit for it. When a promotion comes up, if they want to throw your name in the ring or not. So again, don't complain. Nobody likes being around a complainer. For me, on my team, that's one of the worst attributes you can have. If all you're doing is complaining about things, not bringing solutions to the table, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be around it. It's a waste of time and energy for everybody. So number 7, do not complain. Number 6, give 110% on everything. So for any of my high school athletes out here, you know to play ball in college, a lot of times you're looking to get scouted. Well, a scout may only come to one of your games, but guess what? They may not even be looking at you. They might have missed your best play, your highlight for the day, but they might pick up on some of the small stuff that you do really well. I promise you, your manager, your supervisor, ownership sees this kind of stuff. If you're doing everything to the best of your ability, your biggest achievements may not get noticed, they may not get seen, but don't get discouraged by that. It could be something as simple as seeing somebody picking up trash around the office, seeing them take ownership in the building. Think about this. Somebody who owns that company, this company is their baby. It is their lifeblood. Seeing somebody lower on the totem pole, look at it the same way and take ownership in the company and take pride in where they work, and really work hard to do some of these things is incredibly attractive. So you may not even get seen for some of what you think is your best work, but if you're doing some of these other little things at 110%, you're doing it to the best of your ability, those little things may get noticed. That could be the determining factor for your promotion, for a pay raise, or even at the end of the year if they are talking bonuses. Hey, let's make sure we take care of this guy or girl because they really go the extra mile even on the small stuff. And believe me, when you get hired into a company, you may think you have a lot of responsibility, but if you're the low man on the totem pole, everything you do is considered small stuff by ownership. So even doing some of these remedial tasks at 110% can really help you stand out. So again, number 6, do 110% on everything, even the small stuff that you think doesn't get noticed. Number 5, be productive, not busy. It's so common when we don't have work to do or we're not sure what to do. Your manager's close by, your manager's walking by, right? You want to look busy. Looking busy is great, but looking busy is boring and it makes you hate your job because you're sitting there, on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, surfing the web, trying to do something, trying to look busy. That's a waste of your time. It's a waste of company time. You'd rather be out golfing, riding a bike, doing something different. You don't want to be stuck sitting at the office just trying to figure out what's exciting on the internet. So if you don't have work, go to your supervisor, go to your manager. This is an opportunity to maybe volunteer to help out a peer, right? Especially if you're getting your work done quickly and productively, that looks really good to your supervisor. They know they can trust you with more responsibility, with more tasks. More responsibility typically means more money down the road. That means the ability to move up in the company because you're ready for more, right? So make sure you're productive, not busy. And if you get your work done, try to see if you can get involved in something else. That's going to be far more fulfilling and enjoyable than just trying to sit there and look busy all the time because it's a waste of time and you'd rather be doing something else with your time. I know that much. So number 5, be productive, not busy. Number 4, set goals and plans to achieve them. This is multifaceted. I am one who I love setting goals, but I make sure that I have professional goals, I have personal goals, and then even so far as a spiritual goal, right? These are ways to have a well-rounded life. My first 10 years working, all I did was focus on my career and my profession. I put all of my eggs in that professional basket, right? That allowed for personal relationships to suffer. Now that I'm a father of a little girl, that allowed my faith and my spirituality to suffer. So those are things that are incredibly important to me. So don't put those on the back burner on year 1, right? Make sure you have goals in the office and make sure you have goals out of the office. Now, having a goal means nothing if you don't have a plan to achieve it. So for me, I love going to the gym. I love working out. When I don't have a goal, meaning I'm just going to the gym because I want to stay in shape, I don't want to get fat, that's a different kind of workout. But if I have a competition coming up, a triathlon, something to work toward, that gives me a little extra motivation in the gym. I work a little harder. I seem to be a little bit smarter about my diet. So make sure you set these goals and then have a plan to achieve them. The best thing about this is once you have goals set that are attainable, every decision you make will either take you one step closer to achieving that goal or one step further away. So now your decision making is 100 times easier. Without goals, you're just going to do stuff and you're like, I don't know, should I do this? Should I take that promotion? Should I move to this city? Should I move to this company? I don't know. But if you have a goal set, it's very clear and defined to say, yes, I want to take that promotion because I would love to live in Austin, Texas. Or no, I don't care if they're going to pay me an extra $10,000. I'm not living in South Dakota. Whatever it is, if you know your goal, it's a lot easier to make decisions to achieve that. So, number 4, set your goals, plan accordingly, and I love having goals outside of the office. Personal, spiritual, whatever's important to you. Number 3, present problems with solutions. This kind of goes in line with complaining. When you present a problem and then you just sit and wait, it's almost like complaining. But if you bring a solution, that makes me think you are thinking about my company critically. You're thinking about the success of your peers, of our team, of our company, just like I would. Even if your solution's not the best or the way your manager will go, it gives you an opportunity and a platform to show off a little bit or to shine. You can say, hey, unfortunately, it looks like we are not going to meet our deadline. That's a negative. People are going to be upset by that. But I found a way, instead of being 1 week late, here's a solution how we can only be 2 days late. As your manager, your supervisor, or an owner, That's a really attractive quality to say, hey, so-and-so not only addressed a problem, but they found a solution, so I don't have to necessarily get involved. When you bring problems to me, that means I have to get involved. That's more work for me. That's something else for me to focus on. That's how your manager, your supervisor, your employer is going to look at that. But if you can bring a solution to the table that says, hey, this person is management material. This is somebody who gets it, somebody who understands how to present a solution. That's a really attractive quality. So number 3, present problems with solutions. Number 2, see work through your employer's eyes. This is kind of like number 3. You want to try to see the problem, the barriers, the goals through your employer's eyes. When you align your goals with your employer's, you're on the same team. You're seen as a partner, not as an employee. An employee is somebody who shows up during the hours they're supposed to, they get the work done they're supposed to, they leave, and they could care less about the mission, the goal, etc. Employees often are looked at from companies as being replaceable. You replace an employee with another employee, and a lot of times you replace them with somebody cheaper. That's not a good way to look for the employer. It's not a good way to look for you. If you want job security to move up that ladder, try to look at things as a partner. Look at the problems the company faces. Look at the barriers. Look at the goals. Try to assess everything just like you think the manager would or the owner of the company would. When you look at the world through those eyes, you're always going to add tremendously more value to whoever's making those decisions. And that's going to make you be seen as a partner and somebody they need on the team. Not somebody who's replaceable for cheaper, but somebody we can't live without. See the world through your employer's eyes. And then guys, number 1, for those of you who were in my talk last fall, I joked around and said, if I could get this tattooed on my forehead, I would. And it's 100% true. Add value. Add value. Producing this mantra in your life will change your life forever. When you look to add value to others, your life will be exponentially more rich. Whether it's your personal relationships, your romantic relationships, at work, when you try to give first and receive second, or add value to others without any expectation of return, you will always, always be more valuable to those others' lives. Again, you become a partner. You become somebody they can't live without. You become somebody that they want to be around. But when you're always looking to take first and give in return or give second, that doesn't add value to those around you. If anything, they're adding value to you. And while that seems like a great deal, that candle burns out pretty quick. So guys, again, these are 10 tips that will help you stand out. These are things that I personally look for. These are things that after doing research, Business Insider, Forbes, all of my clients who own companies and manage, hundreds of employees, these are the things that are important to them. These are things that will help you stand out. So again, reverse engineer the lifestyle you want. Find that dream job and go after it. Heath talked about the transition from student to employee. And now hopefully my tips can help you go from entry-level employee to Rockstar, or ultimately get whatever job it is you want. Maybe you don't want to run the company someday, but you would love to be a senior sales manager. That's a job that comes with a great paycheck and tons of flexibility, and you can play golf 3 times a week. Whatever it is, whatever your goal is, make sure you set it, work hard toward it, and I wish you the best of luck. I'm a Tiger for life. If I can help you anyway, please reach out. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Justin, I'm really excited to see you this summer. We're going to have a lot of fun, hopefully make a few bucks together. So guys, have a great day. Thanks again for your time.